Modern Dental Assisting Chapter 44, Dental Liners, Bases, and Bonding System. So we're going to talk in this chapter about our supplemental dental materials. We have a variety of materials that can be incorporated in the restorative and aesthetic procedures, and these are going to help with the health and well-being of the tooth that we're restoring. The ones that we'll talk about today are our dental liners, bases, varnishes, and then our bonding systems. The design of the cavity preparation is going to provide strength within the tooth, and it also helps to determine how that tooth is going to hold the restoration that we're placing in the prep. We have a couple different pulpal responses, so we refer to them as stimuli. We have our physical stimuli. Examples include thermal and electrical, mechanical. This could be a response to the handpiece or trauma. Chemical could be a result from acid in dental materials, and then biologic includes bacteria from saliva. So we'll first touch on cavity liners. A liner is a thin layer of material that we're going to place at the deepest portion of the dental prep. This is used to help protect the pulp from irritation caused by physical, mechanical, chemical, or biological elements. The health and condition of the tooth being restored determine what lining agent the dentist will use. So we have a couple options: calcium hydroxide or glass ionomer. Next, we'll talk about varnish. So varnish is a liquid. It's consisting of one or more resins, and then those are mixed with a organic solvent. We place the varnish within the preparation, and we are going to use this to help seal the dentin tubules. This will help reduce micro leakage, and it also acts as a barrier to protect the tooth from highly acidic cements like zinc phosphate. So we'll apply the varnish with a small disposable applicator like a micro brush or maybe a cotton pellet. It's important to note that when a liner is placed, the varnish then is going to be placed after the liner is set. Because dental varnish interferes with bonding, we're going to contraindicate this for composite. We don't want to use the two together. Fluoride varnish is a gel-like substance. This is designed to release fluoride on enamel, root structure, and dentin. We'll use this as a professional topical fluoride application. We'll treat hypersensitive cervical areas with fluoride varnish. We also use this for ortho patients as a cavity varnish and then as a dentin sealant. Desensitizer is used to treat or prevent that hypersensitivity that patients experience from time to time on direct or indirect restorations. We also refer to desensitizer as primer. It's designed to seal the dentin tubules. There's no surface layer of the preparation prepared when a desensitizer is used, and this is ideal for all indirect restorations. We're going to use desensitizer sparingly, and we're not going to allow the material to contact our soft tissues. A base, so we talk about a base when a tooth preparation becomes moderately deep or deep. So the dentist is going to place that base under the permanent restoration. It's an additional layer to help just cushion and protect that pulp. They provide different types of pulpal protection. Protective, so protect the pulp from large restoration, also insulating. This is going to protect the pulp from any thermal shock, and then sedative, so it soothes the pulp that's been damaged by decay or irritated by mechanical means. Types of bases include ZOE, zinc phosphate, polycarboxylate, and then glass ionomer. For application, our base is going to resemble a putty-like consistency because it actually provides a buffer or layer between the pulp and then your restoration that you're placing. The entire pulpal floor is going to be covered with the base, and we're going to put that on the base floor at a thickness of 1 to 2 millimeters. Before bonding, the tooth surface will need to be etched with an acidic tooth conditioner. This is critical for both enamel and dentin surfaces of cavity preparation, and this is going to form a better mechanical bond between the tooth and the permanent restorative material. Application of phosphoric acid solution is going to remove the smear layer. So we do have the total etch, universal tooth conditioners, and self etch. This is going to be supplied as either a liquid or gel, with gel being packaged in our syringe type application. Syringe dispensing through pre-bent dispenser needles provides precise placement of the material on the tooth and will leave the etch on for 15 to 20 seconds. Bonding is also known as dental adhesion. This is the process of a solid or liquid contact of one material to another at a single margin. Retaining properties of bonding systems have been improved by the creation of microchemical reaction between the tooth structure and the restoration. And primer is going to be applied after etching, but before bonding. Examples of bonding include our sealants, ortho, brackets, resin bonded bridges, resin bonded veneers, when sealant, resin, cement, or restorative material is placed on an etched surface. It flows in and around the enamel tag. The material then hardens in this location, and that forms a strong mechanical bond with the enamel. Dentin consists of organic substances. Bonding of restorative dental material can be difficult. Major factor in success of bonding is that removal with the etch of the smear layer. The smear layer protects the tooth by obliterating openings of the dental tubules. Slight amount of moisture can be maintained on dentin. Dentin is completely dried, the tooth structure could be harmed. Application of enamel bonding. This is available as a self-cure, dual cured, and light cure system. It can be a single application or a mixture of two liquids. Each bonding system is different, and the material from one is not interchangeable with the other. So it's really essential just to read the manufacturer's instructions and be familiar with the type of system you're using. The tooth surface receives the etchant material, which is going to remove the smear layer. The bonding component is allowed to flow into these small defects and then partially open tubes in the dentin. Material is allowed to either harden and act as a hybrid layer or remain in a liquid state while the restoration is being placed to bond together the tooth and the dental material. We want to be precise in performing the bonding steps, avoid expired or thickened or even contaminated material. We'll remove any plaque or debris from the tooth before we even start the bonding process. We want to always avoid over drying or desiccating the tooth. Ensure that the bonding solution covers all surfaces. Too much is better than too little in this case. We will avoid contamination with the bonding and allow as much time as possible for the bond to mature.